Hello, welcome back to another episode of Sidekick Thinks. What is this? This is a series that I've had going on for, the past 6 months or so. I don't know. Just talking about stuff that's relevant in my life, I guess, or stuff that I think is interesting. Kind of like I like to think of this kind of like a podcast, but not really a podcast. Kind of like a, man, this sounds like a really old term if I say webisode. That reminds me of like 2007, 2008 on YouTube, right? Like a webisode. But anyways, here we are. I've got my handy dandy SpongeBob microphone here, and I am ready to talk about some stuff. Let's talk about some Funko NFTs first off with this Funko news. You like that? Funko news. Okay, so we just got, as of today, actually I'm probably going to post this tomorrow, so I'm going to say yesterday. This is weird. Back to the Future. Okay, I'm filming this on Friday, but you're probably watching this way after Friday. They just announced, man, this is me. This is me unfiltered. This is what you get. They finally announced the Dark Knight trilogy NFTs. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh, okay. So Harvey Dent, Two-Face, Christian Bale as Batman, Bruce Wayne, right? We're going to get another Batman from the Dark Knight pop. Maybe we'll get, obviously Selena Kyle or something like that, and Bane, right? Well, let me tell you, when it comes to the redeemables, we have 5 redeemables, right? It's 3 legendary. Am I right? 3 legendary, 1 grail, and a royalty. Well, there is no Bane. Huh? There is no Batman. There is no Joker. We are talking about here a Scarecrow. Now, the Scarecrow is pretty cool. We have a Selena Kyle as played by Anne Hathaway. Our other legendary, this one is actually pretty cool. This is a Christian Bale Bruce Wayne, which is really nice to just have like a Bruce Wayne. I think that is neat. And then the Grail is a Harvey Dent Two-Face with the burns. And I think this is a great set so far. This is looking great. And for that royalty set, I was like, hey, I hope we get like a Heath Ledger Joker, maybe the bank robber Joker, maybe this is what I wanted. Maybe Nurse Joker from this scene when he's dressed like a nurse. That would be awesome. But instead we got Commissioner Gordon with red hair and a mustache. This looks like Ed Sheeran grew out a mustache, right? I don't know. I feel like it's a little disappointing having the royalty be who wants a Commissioner Gordon Freddy Funko? I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a little nitpicky. Maybe it's just the letdown of not seeing a Joker pop in this lineup. It just seems really weird. It feels like a missed opportunity to release a Dark Knight trilogy set and not have arguably the most iconic character, most iconic performance of that entire trilogy. Not even, now that I'm thinking about it, there wasn't even like a Ra's al Ghul. Or maybe you're one of those people that says Ra's al Ghul. I don't care how you say it. But you know what I'm talking about. A Liam Neeson pop would have been really cool. Anyway, I'm rambling. So moving on, I do want to talk about some more Funko announcements. Some more weird stuff going on. So we got Funko sodas announced for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Across the Spider-Verse is the real title. So we got some good and some bad here. First of all, with the good, these look fantastic. Miles looks great. Spider-Punk with the unmasked Spider-Punk. This looks great. We got our first look at an unmasked Ben Reilly. A lot of people are saying that this looks like Shaggy Rogers. I don't really see it, but oh well. So we have our Scarlet Spider. I heard rumors that Ben Reilly is being voiced by Andy Samberg. Is that right? Is that somebody Google it. But I'm pretty sure Andy Samberg is playing Ben Reilly. I thought it would have been cool if Andrew Garfield played, but that's just my opinion. But here's the bad with these sodas. This is what's weird. A lot of complaints coming in about Funko removing the piece count. Now, I know they did this several months back. There was no piece count on the Wakanda Forever sodas, and there's been no piece count ever since. But I feel like these pops for Across the Spider-Verse, especially with these awesome-looking chases, I feel like the sales are going to be affected by this, not having the piece count. I know that's like I'm not a big soda collector. I say that like as I have sodas behind me, but you know what I mean. I'm not like a really big soda collector. And for me, I'm not in it for the value. I'm not really in it for the piece count or the rarity. I just collect stuff that I think is cool. But a lot of people collect for rarity, and piece count is a big part of rarity. And, you know, it's just not the same when you have a super limited number of something being produced versus having like an unlimited amount. So I do know that there are some people, I'm looking at you, John, that that are a little upset about the piece count thing. It's kind of weird, but you know, it is what it is. This is Funko in 2023. Speaking of Funko in 2023, you see how I did that transition? Look at that segue. Beautiful. Funko's loyalty program, they have like a new reward system thing. You can like get points. It's weird. So you set up an account. Anybody can do this. You go on Funko.com, you set up an account. They have this rewards program, and you can like get 10 points if you follow them on Instagram. Or you get like 50 points if you like watch a video, or you get 100 points if you click on another link. It's weird. They've got this point system, and then you can get like 10 points for every dollar you spend on the Funko Shop, which those could add up quick if you spend a lot of money on Funko Shop. But I guess the point of this rewards program is to get as many points as you can so you can like redeem them for stuff. I think one of the redeemables was like a front of the line pass at the Funko booth at San Diego Comic-Con or something like that. But they even have some grails on there for like 100,000 points. Or 10,000 points. I don't know how many thousand points, but you can rack up thousands and thousands of points and redeem them for a grail. You'd have to spend a lot of money. You'd have to spend, well, what would that be? 10 points per dollar. So you'd have to spend $1,000 on Funko.com to get 10,000 points, and then you can like redeem it for one pop, like a grail or something. I don't know. Between the Funko NFTs being super rare, or, you know, right now they have a piece count on Funko NFTs, and then having like no piece count on Funko sodas, and then this rewards program, Funko is just so confusing right now, and I haven't bought anything from Funko.com, with exception of those the Batman and Joker vaults. I really haven't shopped on Funko.com in a while, which is why I like shopping on Whatnot. And as a matter of fact, I actually just picked this signed pop-up for my collection. This is a signed Oscar Martinez from The Office, signed by Oscar Nunez, who plays Oscar. And it was pretty funny. I saw this, I think this was last month when I bought it. Whatnot was live from Fan Expo. They were doing some live signings. And I saw this. I wanted to pick it up. I'm a real big fan of The Office. I thought it was funny. And I think Oscar's hilarious. While I was buying it, I thought it would be cool to screen record like him signing. And I just so happened to screen record him talking about how he doesn't like toys or collecting or comic books or video games or pretty much anything nerdy at all, because he's a grown man and he doesn't like collect that stuff, as he is signing collectibles. I just thought it was funny because, well, you can watch this clip.
Do you like Pokemon or Magic the Gathering, or like there's got to be a little bit of nerd in you?
What am I?
You got it. There's got to be some. You said comic books. Do you watch any of the Marvel movies at all?
Comics book when I was 12, 1,000 years ago. I grew up. I'm a man. I'm not collecting comic
all
books.
Of those.
Anyways, regardless of what Oscar says, I like shopping on Whatnot because the live auctions are a lot of fun. I have a lot of friends on there. You can see the item in real time and bid on it. They also have a marketplace. You can search by character. You can search by franchise. I believe you can even search by like exclusive. I was looking for a Funimation exclusive the other day, and I just went on Whatnot. I typed in Funimation, and like a whole bunch of Funimation exclusives came up. That was for something else. But anyways, yeah, I use Whatnot all the time. If you don't have Whatnot, or if you've never used it, or you're curious, there is a link down in the description. If it's your first time, you can get a free $15 credit to spend on your first purchase. So, that's all I'm going to say about that. But moving on now. This is wild. This happened earlier this week. I can't believe it. I don't know what this means. It's crazy. But listen to this.
It's your Pound Fun Maker Mike. Look, we're at this Nintendo World here at Universal Studios.
This is Mike Becker, the founder, if you didn't know, the founder and creator, really, of Funko. He created it all. Funko all exists because of this man right here, Mike Becker. And he's with Corey Feldman as well. But this is Mike Becker at Universal Studios in Hollywood, specifically in Super Mario World, Super Mario Land, wherever it is, they're in the Mushroom Kingdom. They're standing in front of these question boxes, and they are saying that this is a clue or a hint for something coming up for Funkoween, which makes me think, are we getting Super Mario Funko Pops or just Nintendo Funko Pops in general? Is this finally going to happen? Like, are we... I can't even think of the possibilities, but I mean, so many possibilities. If Funko can secure a Nintendo license, I feel like they are going to have a whole new wave of collectors coming in. I mean, those are literally one of my most frequently asked comments in almost every video I post is, do you have any Super Mario Pops? Do you have Luigi? Do you have Yoshi? Do you have Bowser? And I'm like, sorry, but you got to take that up with Funko. And it looks like that may be happening finally. So, yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Also, what are your thoughts on Super Mario, the movie? Because I've seen it 3 times in theaters. Because the first time we went, my daughter fell asleep. So then she wanted to see, the second half of the movie. So I took her again, just the 2 of us. And she did really good. She stayed awake. She watched the whole movie. She loved it. And then last weekend, I had a friend come in town, and he hadn't seen it, and she really wanted to see it again. She hadn't stopped talking about it. So we went to go see Mario for the 3rd time, and yeah, I really like that movie. I think the whole cast did phenomenal, except for one voice. There was one voice that really got on my nerves, and it was not Chris Pratt. The voice I did not like was Donkey Kong, because that was just 100% Seth Rogen. This is just, I guess if I had to nitpick, the only thing about that movie that I was like, oh man, that could have been better. It was if Seth Rogen could have put just a little bit of effort into like doing a voice instead of just being like, I'm Seth Rogen. I can't do it. That's a terrible impression. But Seth Rogen has a new movie coming out in August that he's producing, which is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And in that movie, Seth Rogen will be voicing Bebop. And knowing that Seth Rogen he's publicly said he does not do voices. He will only sound like himself ever, which we've seen in The Lion King and which we've seen in Monsters vs. Aliens, and we've seen it in Super Mario Bros. It makes me think, is Seth Rogen just going to do a Seth Rogen voice in the Ninja Turtle movie as Bebop? And if so, being that both of these movies will come out what am I saying? Since both of these movies are coming out in 2023, it just makes me think if there's going to be a lot of kids, like younger kids sitting in the theater saying, hey, why does that guy kind of sound like Donkey Kong? Like, are Bebop and Donkey Kong just going to sound like the exact same character? That's a terrible impression. But yeah, I'm really curious to see what Seth Rogen does with that, and if he if he's just going to do Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong Bebop. Donkey Bop. But with that being said, if you remember the last couple episodes, I talked about how I wanted to watch more movies this year. Super Mario Bros. Was one of them. And I set a really silly goal in January about watching 100 new movies. Not new, but like movies that I've never seen before. So like watching 100 movies that I've never seen before this year. And well, I'm at like 115, 116, I think. No rewatches. I mean, those are strictly, I seen them for the first time seeing them. I logged them. I'm on Letterboxd. I don't know if you have this Letterboxd app, but I log them all on Letterboxd. And yeah, like 115, 116 movies. I think with a few rewatches in there, I'm at like 120 or something like that. But yeah, that's a lot of movies, and it's only May. Is it May? Yeah, it's May. It's only May. So with over 100 movies watched as of May, my new goal is to watch 300 movies. So I will update you on that journey. But in case you're curious, since the last episode when I spoke about this, here's a few standouts that I watched for the first time. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I know I just watched these for the very first time. It took me a while to get here, but I've seen them now and I love them. Here's a few standouts. Here's some of my favorites. First of all, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Holy cow. I can't believe I have never seen this movie. I know it came out in like the 70s, but like Jack Nicholson, Christopher Lloyd, Danny DeVito. I mean, this movie was stacked when it comes to the cast, and it was absolutely phenomenal. I swear, I felt so many emotions in that movie. Like if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. But I was rooting for them. I was upset when they were upset. I was angry when they were angry. I was happy when they were happy. And it was one of those movies that I really sympathized with the characters, and you really just kind of feel bad for them, and how they're being treated in this institution. And what a movie. I mean, it was fantastic. I noticed that Nurse Ratched is on Netflix. I've heard mixed reviews, but I'm really curious to watch that now that I've seen Cuckoo's Nest. So first of all, that was one of them. Another movie that absolutely blew my mind was Christopher Nolan's Memento. If you ever want to see a movie if you ever want to watch a movie backwards, completely in reverse, Memento will blow your mind. It's a wild ride, and it was a lot of fun. Silence of the Lambs. Now, this one people have been telling me to watch for years. I know I'm late to the party, but holy cow, what a performance. Amazing performance by Jodie Foster. Absolutely wild performance by Anthony Hopkins. I love that movie so much, and I really want to watch it. It's really dark. If you don't have, if you have a weak stomach, I mean, it's one of those movies, but man, what a freaking fantastic movie. And then the last one, again, I know I should have seen this 20 years ago. The Sixth Sense. M. Night Shyamalan. I wanted to see The Sixth Sense. I heard it was his best movie, and man, the people were not lying. That movie's really sad and really powerful. It's a really good movie. I like that movie. Anyways, I'm just rambling at this point now, but if you have any movie recommendations and I haven't seen them, drop them down below in the comments if you want to. You can follow me on Letterboxd and see some of the movies, watch some of the movies that I've been watching, and I don't do a lot of reviews on there, but maybe give you some inspiration, or kind of see if we have the same taste in movies. I don't know. In conclusion, the Dark Knight trilogy NFT set is a little bit of a letdown. Spider-Verse Funko sodas look awesome, but how do you feel about having no more piece count on sodas and having no idea how many will be made? How do you feel about the Funko Reward program? Will you be signing up and collecting points? And lastly, what movies have you been watching? And I think we're going to end that there. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, you can subscribe and hit those bell notifications. I'm trying to get a little more regular with posting, so just stay tuned. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok for any other updates, and you have a great week. Okay, that's it. I'm turning you off, SpongeBob. Oh, there we go.